Okay, I can't take it anymore. There's a term that's constantly misused by people, even realtors in the industry, and I'm gonna set the record straight here. It's buyer's market and seller's market. These terms are not based on feels. There's actually a very simple formula, which I'm gonna show you to know whether you're in a buyer's or seller's market. Now, here's the interesting thing. It can be a buyer's market right here and then a seller's market just a couple streets over, and I'm gonna explain to you how that's possible, plus how to use this to your advantage as a buyer or seller so you make better decisions. And if nothing else, you can feel a lot smarter by being able to explain this to other people. So let's get right into it. Hi, my name is Pritesh and I lead a Toronto-based real estate team helping buyers and sellers all across the GTA. If you want to book a 15-minute call to chat with me about some of the opportunities in the market right now, you can do that really easily just by clicking the first link in the description below, where we can set up a 15-minute chat. If you're new to this channel, consider subscribing, and that way you'll be notified of new videos as they come out, and I'll continue to make more content like this. Okay, let's get started right at the basics. So there's one very specific metric in order to determine whether you are in a buyer's or seller's market, and that metric is called months of inventory. It's very, very simple, and there's only two numbers you need to plug into it. The calculation for months of inventory is the number of active listings divided by the number of sales in the same month. In order to get the number of active listings and sales, that's also very simple. It's publicly available online and released by the Toronto Real Estate Board every single month. If you don't know where to find it, just drop me a comment below and I'll share the link. Or if you ever want this calculation done, you can always just reach out and our team can do it for you. So in order to find these numbers, you can go to the Toronto Market Watch report, and here is the report itself. So you'll see here it's 27 pages this month, and it usually is, and has a lot of different data and information, which I'm going to show you what's relevant here for us to know what we want to learn about buyers and sellers market. So on the first page here, you'll see at the bottom right-hand corner, there is a table. In this table, there are a few numbers that are important for overall 2025 and 2024, and you can see the year-over-year change in these numbers. Now, the numbers that we need for the calculation that we talked about, just two things here: number of active listings and the number of sales. Now, the important thing is that this is a monthly calculation. You can do it for weeks or a longer period of time if you wanted, but we're using months of inventory. So note that this is the latest report that is out in the market right now, and this is for February 2025. So as of February 2025, for active sales across the GTA, we had 19,536. So let's just do that together right now, 19,536. And the number of sales we have in the market right now, 4,037. So 4,037. So this is the GTA overall. So if we take this top number and bottom number, you just divide them. So equals this one divided by this one. The number that we got for the GTA is 4.8. Now we're going to try to figure out how do we use that number to actually figure out what type of market we're in. So over here, I have a key for months of inventory. If the number turns out to be 0 to 3, you are in a seller's market. 4 to 6, that's a balanced market, and 6 or more, it's a buyer's market. Now, before we get into that number and what it means above, the one that we calculated, let's first kind of try to understand what this means. So let's just say the number of months of inventory came out to be 3, telling us it's a seller's market. Well, why would that be the case? Well, the meaning of the number 3 there is that it would take 3 months to sell all of the current active listings if they continued to sell at the rate of the current month and no new listings came out. And that's why we divide the number of active listings by the number of sales. So that's how the seller's market would work. Now, if we apply that to the buyer's market, let's say we had a number of 7 for buyer's market. That would mean that it would take 7 months to sell all of the current active listings we have on the market right now if they sold at the current rate that it's selling for in this month. So that, in this case of the buyer's market, it's taking a really long time to sell the properties. So that's why it's a buyer's market, because sellers really want to sell their properties. It's taking a long time. So buyers have that ability to negotiate harder, and they might also have more inventory on the market to choose from. Now, on the flip side, if everything is selling out quickly and months of inventory is only 3, that means it's a seller's market, because properties are selling quickly. They're flying off the shelf. There's not a lot of time on the market. So that's where sellers get the advantage. So let's go back and take that number for the GTA. We got 4.8. So that puts us over here in a balanced market. Now, right now in the news, there's a lot of frenzy about buyer's market, seller's market, a lot of things happening in the market. What is it going to mean to you? Well, if we actually look at the numbers for overall in the GTA, it's telling us that we're in a balanced market. However, the next thing I want to get to is very, very important. And I did mention the fact that we could be in a buyer's market right here and then a seller's market in a different neighborhood nearby. That's because it's very, very important to not look at the overall average GTA number, although that does help give some guidance on the market and will be used in the media pretty often. But what you want to do is look at whether you are in a buyer's market or seller's market by geography or neighborhood, but also by house type. So there are multiple layers you can go down to be able to figure out exactly what type of market you're in a certain pocket and in a certain house type, such as a condo or a detached house. So let's take a look at how we would do that. If we go back to our TREB Market Watch report, we'd used this table on the side, which is just the quick glance of the overall GTA numbers. However, there's a lot of additional pages over here where you'll start to see different types of categories. So for example, if you scroll down to page 7 in this example, you'll see that at the top right, it says detached homes. So that tells us that this section of the report, it's just detached homes all across the GTA and all the different pockets. Further, we can scroll down over here and see all the different pockets within the GTA broken down. Plus, you can go to the next page and actually see all the different pockets within the city of Toronto itself. So if we were to, for example, look at detached houses, in a certain city or a pocket here, we can still find the sales up here and the active listings over here. And again, we have the two metrics we need to calculate that number. So we've been hearing a lot in the market right now about condo sales being slow, and what does that mean? What is the calculation? Well, let's actually use this report to figure out whether we're in a buyer's or seller's market to prove that out and understand how it works in the Toronto condo market. So all we have to do to figure that out is this is detached. So we got to scroll down until we find condos. And here we go, condo apartments in the city of Toronto. So we can go down into specific areas here, but if we just look at the city of Toronto overall, we can see that the active listings for Toronto right here are 4,977, and the number of sales is 830. So the number that we get here for condos in the city of Toronto is 6. If we take that 6 and we go down to this chart over here, we see that 6 is a buyer's market. That means that there are a lot of listings on the market for condos right now, which you may have already heard in the news, and they're not selling very quickly. Well, here's the calculation to show that it would take 6 months just to sell all of the active listings right now if they continued at the rate of this month. So the condo market in the city of Toronto is in a buyer's market, even though the overall GTA is in a balanced market. So this really does prove out what we've been talking about and hearing a lot, is that the condos are struggling a little bit in Toronto right now, and the overall market is kind of balanced for the most part. Now, just to fully prove this out and to go even another layer deeper into this, we can go back to this table and let's look at, for example, detached houses, and let's find a pocket that is not Toronto. So these are semi-detached. Here's detached homes. So if we go to detached homes, let's go deeper. We can look over here at, for example, York region. Let's look at Newmarket over here. Okay, so the numbers get smaller because we're going into a smaller pocket. So this is just detached homes in Newmarket, for example. So there's 134 active listings and 44 sales. So 134 active listings and 44 sales. Let's take that calculation, paste it over here, and look at that. We come out with the number 3. So if we go back to our table over here, if months of inventory is 3, that's officially a seller's market. So we can see, based on just the 3 calculations we've done right now, you can get 3 completely different answers to whether we are in a buyer's market or a seller's market. So in the GTA, all across Toronto and the GTA overall, we are currently in a balanced market. If we go to the city of Toronto, for example, and look at just condos, we see that we are in a buyer's market. And if we go to new market and just look at detached houses, we're currently in a seller's market and So if you ever want to know if you're in a buyer's market or a seller's market and what that could mean to you, you can easily figure that out right now. And if you want this report and don't know where to find it, again, just drop a comment below and we'll share that with you. And if you want to know whether you are in a buyer's or a seller's market in your specific pocket or home type, again, you can do it yourself or you can reach out to us and our team and we're happy to share those numbers with you. It's important to understand how these numbers can help or hurt you when you're making a real estate transaction. So if you are looking to sell at the moment, take a look at what type of market you're in right now and if that's a good or a bad time for you to be able to sell. Or on the flip side, if you're looking to buy, there are certain places in the GTA right now where it might be a really good time and other places where it's not as good of a time to buy based on the type of market that you would be going into. I hope you found this video helpful. My name is Pritesh Parekh. If you need any help with the market right now or opportunities that might be out there, again, just click the link in the description below and you can book a 15-minute call with me. If you like this video, hit subscribe and I'll see you in the next one.